what it really means to live like golden. Yeah, we're golden. Yeah, we're golden. Yeah, about to see it shine, 'cause we're golden. Yeah, if you stand out, 'cause we're golden. Yeah, about to see us glow, 'cause we're golden.
Good gang, welcome to another segment of the Ruthless Fight Culture. Before we get started, I got a special guest, Donte Dunnaville, pro boxer out of Roanoke, Virginia. How you doing today, fella? You good?
I'm doing good, bro. What about you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You have practice today? You train today?
Yeah, I just came from training.
Word. You train what, twice a day or once a day?
Sometimes I try to do it 3 times, but most of the time it's twice a day.
I feel that. So let's get right into it. So you pro boxer fighting out of Roanoke, Virginia. You just recently had a fight back in October, if I'm not mistaken. That's right?
Yeah, that's right.
So I look at 2018. You was busy in 2018. What happened? It's a gap.
Man,
tell us
fucking
about that.
working, bro. And I've been trying to like find the right fights and all that, the build up. And then taking that leap, but man, there ain't shit down here in Virginia. So, well, down here in Roanoke, we're basically in the country. So,
yeah,
I just be trying to travel, man. Every time I go like to Maryland and shit, they be like, "Damn, you country, bro." They was like, "What the hell is Roanoke?"
It's in the accent. I heard.
Yeah, man. But I've been trying to get active this year. I'm trying to, I think I have something coming up in California the 21st of this month.
Okay. How you feeling, as far as with your weight, your conditioning, you feeling good?
Oh, yeah, I feel really good, but I got a couple things I need to work on, though, but I'm going to get it right, though, because I already know, like, I be pushing the action and all that stuff because I don't always try to go for the knockout. The knockout always come to me because I always see the opening and they can't take the power. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel that.
They say I look pretty big to be fighting at 126 and I can fight at 122 too.
Yo, you look like you weigh like 140 or 130.
Nah. Right now I'm at like 129, 130.
Oh, yo, like you're a big 126. For real. But when you look back at those times that you were active, how much did you enjoy it? Because I understand, you trying to get back busy now, but during your time in 2018, what was that time like for you? Because you had 3 fights in 1 year.
Yeah, that shit was amazing.
You were busy.
Yeah, that shit was amazing, man. I was like, oh, it was just good as hell. I want to continue on that. And then I had a lot of people back out. Like, they sent me contracts and I signed them and they was like undefeated and all that crap. I signed it in the same day. And then all of a sudden on their end, they didn't follow through with any of it. And it was like over 10 fights. That's why I've been like really inactive. And besides that, being a professional boxer, unless you're like constantly like side to a promotion, you still have to work on the side. And plus I got a family that I take care of. So I'm like, man, I was like, fuck.
Family man, pro boxer,
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. So do you be going to other gyms, to get some work?
I travel everywhere, man. I go to North Carolina or Charlotte, North Carolina. I wanted to spar with Nick Sullivan. I sparred his friend Javon Campbell. I go to the Russell's gym. I sparred Antonio Russell, Gary Russell. I went to Tank's gym, sparred Malik Hawkins, Cornell Hines. I sparred Bayon Jargol, Sherman Artis. Like Joe Jones.
So you've been around the block. You've been around the
block.
You've been in the jail. So now we just trying to get you active. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have they referred you to any promotion or any type of people you can get in contact with to be active?
Man, not really. Like, I'm trying to get signed to a good promotion that can like push me and like get me moving. Really,
I understand that. I
like to be
understand.
honest.
And I know this. I know it's frustrating sometimes. You know, you see a lot of boxers. You see a lot of people. They just making their way up, and it just seems
Yeah, I
like
see a
it's
lot of I see a lot of scrubs, like bums, like people who can't fight. They just got money behind them, and that's why I be like, shit. I wish I had that shit behind me, man. Because I mean, they be straight trash, but they just got that money and bag behind them because the people they're around,
the
and
support system.
yeah, yeah,
I get what you're saying, and I understand how frustrating that can be. But what has kept you grounded? You know, you've been away for 3 years, then you come back. You know, 3 years, 4 years later, you come back. 3 years later, then you got another fight. You know, coming up. What's been the push to just keep you grounded? Saying, you know, I know it, my time ain't come yet, but I still got to get them extra miles in. I still got to turn that rope. I still got to spar. I still got to get that work in.
no,
Do you foresee like the future far as like you see through that tunnel, you see that light, even though you're going through those dark times? Walk us through that.
man. I always manifest like truly. I'm gonna be a world champion. I'm gonna get one belt. Like I'm gonna get a belt, bro. Like for real. That's what I always manifest every day. And I'm doing this from myself, my daughter, my family, my friends, especially my coach. Like I'm doing this for everybody who really put that faith in me and like just trying to take it all the way because I mean you only live once and you're not getting any younger, man. Time is like flying by. I'm seeing all these young cats like swooping people. I'm like, shit,
Yeah,
man. I ain't gonna be one of those people who get swept. Like for real. Like that's
yeah.
why I'm trying to get my shit up, bro.
Yeah, I just saw Shakur Stevenson fight, you know, alongside with
Oscar Valdez,
yeah,
and,
yeah,
Keyshawn Davis,
Keyshawn
man.
Davis. Now,
Yeah,
if you ain't know, I'm from Norfolk, Virginia. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I'm from the same city like Nick Sullivan, the gym north of his squad, Boston gym. I've been in the
Heck
gym with them,
yeah.
and I see them work. And then just a quick story, you know, Keyshawn Davis, you know, same high school, same middle school, and you know, same neighborhood we all lived in. And I just see him in passing. You know, I wasn't a close friend or nothing, but when you
Yeah.
see somebody like that in passing, you never know how far and how great they can be in life. And when
Heck
you look
yeah.
and when you look at somebody's career, like what boxer do you do you follow that's just like wow, like they really came a long way. And I'm sure when you competed in the amateurs, you see some of these boxers that's
Yeah.
probably in the pro now. You like, hey, I used to we competed when we were young, and you see how far they go.
Shit. Well, first I saw Tank. I saw him when he first like started fighting, and then I was at his last amateur fight in Maryland, and then seeing him now as like multiple world champions. When I already knew he was going to be a world champion. I mean, like even in amateurs, I was like, yo, he's different. And then
Yeah,
when I was in the Olympic trials, I saw Shakur Stevenson like beating the fuck out of everybody. I'm like, yo, this dude is something else, man. Then I
yeah.
saw Keyshawn Davis fight. I was like,
Yeah,
he right.
it's beautiful to see. It's especially it's like growing up, you see somebody that just you think so ordinary. You know, we all are
Yeah.
ordinary people, but we're special in our own way. And we just see how far somebody comes. It's a beautiful thing. You gotta have a certain type of love in your heart to really be happy for somebody that's not even you,
Heck
that's just
yeah.
achieving everything in your life.
Heck yeah. That's why I don't like every time I go into a fight, like I'm very humble. I respect anybody because it only takes one punch. That's why I don't see how people be too cocky. I mean, like you can be cocky to a certain amount, but as far as like being overly like, oh, I'm gonna beat his ass, like looking past your opponent and shit, you can get into a fight and get clipped one time and boom,
Yeah.
everything just drops right there.
Yeah, so I want to talk about your amateur career a little bit, you know, and how your amateur career helped you and your during your pro career, even the beginning stage of your pro career. What are some moments where you had faced adversity in your amateur career, as far as a fight or bout or anything while you was going through during your amateur career, and how has it helped you along going into your professional fighting career?
Well, a couple of my fights, I was robbed like clearly robbed to where it could have truly been overturned, but since I was fighting in people's hometowns, they wasn't going for that. So I told myself like, okay, like you can't leave it in the judge's hands. So that's why like I've been just constantly working on my power and technique and all that because I'm fast as hell. I just gotta keep it pushing, but I really try not to leave it in the judge's hands. So if I have to outwork my opponent or just beat them to the punch to where I see the constant movement of them to where I can just place that right punch and sit them down, that's what I go do. But as far as like relaxing, I gotta do that more. I really gotta relax because in amateurs I was really hyped. 3-time state champion. I won championships in Maryland, and freaking, I don't know. It was just all the way around. And then once I won states, that's when I qualified, or when they sent me an invitation to Olympic trials. And that shit was hard because then that's when the headgears left. I was like, oh shit, it was new to me. I did decent though, but that shit was hard. I ain't even gonna lie.
Oh, who during your Olympic trials? Who did you face in during your Olympic trials?
Some dude named Rocky Mars, and he won by points.
Ah, yeah, I understand
And
that.
I don't even know. I don't think he box anymore. Cause I've been trying to see if he's still active. Cause he a good fighter. He a good ass fighter.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Before I get past your amateur career, it's so crazy seeing some of these bosses that come through the Olympics, and, the Olympic trials, and they do so well, then they fall off the face of the earth.
Yeah, like they disappeared.
Or when they go pro, they career
Yeah,
decline. You know what I mean?
cause they're so stuck on like there's a lot of Olympic boxers who don't do really good during pros because they're so stuck on that amateur mentality. They've been doing amateurs for so long. For them, it's hard to transition into the pro because when you transition into the pro, it's kind of a slower pace, but you can push your pace, but it's more of a slower pace. It ain't just, oh,
Yeah,
I gotta just rack up points like da 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 da. It's more of a like, okay, I gotta conserve my energy. We got rounds. It ain't just 3 rounds. It's 4 rounds starting off. Like you can't just go out there and burn out because you might be going against a person with a badass record, but they fought monsters. And the
yeah,
people who mostly fight monsters, who they call journeymen, are fucking good ass boxers.
great
Like they
fighters.
can take a punch.
Yeah,
Like they can take a punch. You can't knock them out. They can outwork you. They got mad energy,
yeah.
even though they just come in there for a check. Like if you don't get them out, it makes it look bad on you because it's like, okay, you talked all that stuff and you can't even get him out. But I don't know. That's why I remain humble with
Yeah,
everybody I fight.
yeah. Like the other day, right? Somebody told me I was having a conversation with some fellows. I ain't gonna expose them, but somebody told me
Oh
that
yeah,
talking boxing. Somebody told me that Andy Cruz could beat Keyshawn Davis in the pros. I'm like, they crazy as
no,
hell. I'm like, y'all
yeah, they're
crazy as
crazy.
hell. I told them that. I'm like, you crazy as hell. And this is not me being biased because I'm from the city,
Yeah,
but they crazy as hell. Like, you cannot, even though as much as Keyshawn Davis would have loved to win an Olympic gold medal, which
yeah,
I understand that, you cannot depict, like, 3 round fights don't make a fight. 3 4 round, how much,
yeah,
what, 3 round fights? 3 round fights don't make a boxer. It's them long rounds. It's them 12 rounds. Shit,
yeah,
hell, if you watch 2017 when Conor McGregor fought Floyd Mayweather, he won the first
yeah,
four
yeah,
rounds. He won
yeah,
the
and
first
that's
four fucking
crazy.
rounds, and that's crazy. He's not a boxer, so for
Yeah,
somebody to, you can't depict 3 rounds, even though he would love to do it, and there's no knock on nobody. You know, Keyshawn Davis is fighting 6 rounds. 8 round
yeah,
fights. It's a difference.
heck yeah,
But back to your amateur career, you talked about politics. You talked about how you always lost fights and your that was so close, and you already knew you had the victory, but it'll go to your opponents because of
yeah,
how you feel about the politics when it comes to boxing, and how you think that right there, what you said, affects even in the pros. because we see it all the time with situations where you were like, hell no, he was supposed to lose that fight.
Yeah, like that, like the recent Amanda Serrano her fight,
Oh
to
yeah,
she won that fight. They gave it like she was fighting that lady in her hometown, even though it was a good fight. But to me, she won that fight, and to a lot of people, she won that fight. But they gave it to the other person.
yeah, and that was a good fight for
That was a good fight for the women. Yeah, that was a
yeah, for
hell
the
of a
women,
fight.
and
I would say that would have been fight of the year
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put it as such so as my
for
fight
the
of the year,
women.
but for the women, yes, I agree with that. You don't really see too many women fight. And I love women's boxing. I
Yeah,
love women's
I loved it because of Ann Wolf.
yeah. Ann Wolf was a beast. We never got
Yeah,
that Layla Ali and Ann Wolf fight that should have
yeah,
happened, but I personally would have favored Ann Wolf. You know what I mean? She a
me
dog.
too.
She a dog,
Yeah,
and she hit hard. But
heck yeah,
when I look at that fight, that women's boxing needed that fight. They made history, and I feel like every woman should be proud. You know,
heck yeah.
but when you think about those things, right? When you think about controversial decisions, do you think it leave a bad stain on the division? Like not the division, like just the sport of boxing itself. Do you think it's corrupted? Just like a lot of
Of
people,
course.
yeah,
Of course, man. Because I mean, like, you at least you truly gotta give the person a fair shot. I mean, like, they're working their ass off in the gym. They're leaving their family. They're cutting weight, which is basically the hardest thing. And staying focused, like, you really have to have that type of mentality because you have to really be crazy to be in any contact sport to want to get hit in the face, but not want to get hit, but to take punishment to the face in any sort. Really have to be crazy. But I mean, if
yeah.
you love it, you love it.
Yeah, you gotta love it or be crazy. One or
Yeah.
two, maybe both. If you both,
Heck yeah.
both can, you'll become a world champion with both.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
But nah, man, you think like money be involved? When it comes down to those
Yeah.
decisions, or
Of course.
maybe
Of course. Yeah.
favoritism.
A lot of money and favoritism being especially in those big time fights. Hell, they're like, look at Devin Haney. He about to fight Kambosos.
Yeah,
Like, they don't plan on Devin Haney winning. Like, he's coming to their territory. Just like Manny Pacquiao when he fought Jeff Horn.
yeah,
Like, they gave it to Jeff Horn when Manny Pacquiao clearly beat the
yeah,
hell out of him.
yeah. And then they fought like what? Did he get knocked out? That what in the
Yeah, he got
third?
knocked out.
Yeah,
Terrence Crawford knocked his ass out.
yeah, yeah. So it's it's like that's what makes boxing crooked, and that's why like most times a lot of people flock to other sports, far as
Hell
like
yeah.
MMA because of that.
Heck yeah.
But
But a
going
lot
back,
of people just go to boxing because, I mean, even starting off, you can be starting off making thousands
yeah,
because people are just going in there for a check. They don't really care about the sport. They just see that it's really good money and it pays more than MMA and all that other crap.
yeah, everybody trying to get a dollar, man. Everybody
Heck
trying to
yeah.
get a dollar. But
Well,
going,
with me, it ain't even about the money.
you just love this shit.
Yeah, I really do love it.
But going into your next fight, man, what's the game plan? I don't want you to spill too much things, but what are some things you have been working on that you could say like you're good at going into this fight?
Oh, my explosiveness and everything, like, I'm really good at. Like, I got a couple things I need to work on because I recently just sparred my boy. Hey, what up, Aziz? I recently just sparred my boy Aziz, and he's an upcoming amateur champion. Well, he already is a champion, but he's really gonna take this shit to the next level. Like, I call him like the Errol Spence of Virginia, like real shit, like dead ass. He gives you good ass work, like really
Oh
good work.
wow, he must be
He a southpaw. Look
he
at
must be a
southpaw.
southpaw, and he must be a silent assassin.
Man, he's
That's what
very
I'm.
technical. Like,
Is
he
that me
very
or you?
technical.
Is that me or you?
Oh, that was me. My bad.
Nah, you good. I
He's
don't
very
know.
technical.
Yeah, like, and I wanna talk a little bit boxing as well. Like, I look at Earl Spence. and I look at Terrence Crawford, and that's a matchup that everybody mama's looking forward to. Everybody, mama, cousin, uncle, daddy, grandma, everybody looking forward to that matchup. And when I look at Earl Spence, I look at him and I just see like an emotionless, silent assassin. Like you never see him phased in there. And that's one thing I
Heck yeah.
admire. That's one thing I admire about his fighting style and just him as a boxer. He's so unfazed. He's so composed. Even in
Yeah.
that moment when he fought Ugas
When his
and he
mouthpiece fell
and
out
his
and he got
mouthpiece
caught.
fell out and he got caught, he ain't never looked worried. He just started smiling.
Yeah.
That's why he's one of my favorites as well. And then when I look at
Heck
Terrence
yeah.
Crawford, he's a dog. Like out of nowhere,
Yeah.
he'll just knock you out. He come forward, he'll knock you out.
Heck yeah.
He doesn't back down from a fight. He ain't gonna
Heck
quit.
yeah.
And I think to beat Earl Spence, you have to knock him out. And I think
You
to
have to knock him out. You're
and
gonna
I
have
think
to knock him
and I
out.
think to beat Terrence Crawford, you gotta knock him out too. Both of them, I think if they was to win, it had to be like by
Yeah.
flash knockout if they want to beat one of them.
I
You know.
haven't saw Errol Spence get hurt. I saw Terrence Crawford get hurt a couple times, but I never saw Errol.
Yeah. So Errol Spence, he got hurt in that. I think it was when he fought Kell Brook. He got
Oh
hurt in
yeah,
that
he
fight.
did. Yeah, he did.
He
Because I
got
think
hurt in
that's
that
when his
fight,
back was on the ropes. Yep. But
and
then he came
also
back
he
and wound
didn't
up and
win.
breaking his face.
Yeah, yeah, for real. And when he had fought Sean Porter. Sean Porter put the pressure on him.
Hell
He
yeah.
had moments as well. So we see Earl Spence get hurt, but see he just don't show it on his face. He don't panic. That's why I
Yeah.
call him the silent assassin.
Stay calm. Like he's already on a mission. Like it's just no going back. Like that's why I like how he trained and I like his coach. Like they really got that
Yeah,
relaxed vibe
yeah. Now between those two, who you think wins?
between Errol Spence and Crawford.
Earl Spence and yes,
I got Errol Spence though. Because I don't to me he's more solid and everything. Like he don't he I never seen him going back. Like he always going forward and cutting everybody off. And he don't drop his hands. Like he don't do that like hype type shit. Like he's straightforward, like I'm on a mission, I'm gonna punish you. Like you in here, I'm gonna fuck you up.
I get that. I mean, I wouldn't argue that. I mean, I think I have Earl Smith, and not Earl Smith. I have Terrence Crawford winning. Reason why I just think he's more. I think he just got that done.
Versatile.
Huh? Yeah, like
You think
I don't think it's gonna be a fight where it's gonna be like I feel like Terrence Crawford keep coming. He can't. It's gonna be hard to beat him. At best,
yeah.
if you could try to like dance around on him, I think he's a fighter you really got to try to knock out.
Heck
You
yeah.
saw it in that Sean Porter fight.
Yeah.
You saw it in plenty of his fights. You really have to try to take his head off to beat him because if he's still there in them later rounds, he's gonna come for the finish. And
Heck yeah.
I just don't see Earl Spence breaking down Terrence Crawford like that. Or I don't see him. I could maybe at best he'll outbox him, but outboxing like Terrence Crawford was getting outboxed against Sean Porter, and what happened?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
so maybe I'm looking at it differently, but I think Terrence Crawford might be a little too much for him. But I wouldn't be surprised if Earl Spence win because Earl Spence is a great fighter. So I'm 50-50 on that fight,
But
man.
Sean, yeah, I'm 50-50 on that. But when they fought Sean Porter is man, he got that different type of pressure. Like a
Yeah.
football player, like you, it's really hard to keep him off of you because he's really rugged and he's like he move in with his head and everything. Like he uses his whole body, which got him to be world champion in like a couple times in his life. Like
Yeah.
for real, like it's hard like fighting a football player. Like and that motherfucker really comes.
Yeah, he comes forward. He comes forward.
Yeah.
He comes forward at all times. Now we got a big fight this weekend. You know, Canelo Alvarez and
And
Dimitri
Bivol,
Bivol. How you see that fight playing out?
to be honest, man, I don't see them beating no Canelo. Canelo need to fight a fucking David Benavidez. I see him beating a Charlo, but I don't see him beating David Benavidez.
Yeah. So here's my thing. I was talking to Sylvia about this. I think David Benavidez is the boogeyman of 168.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't think nobody can beat
definitely.
him. I personally that style it's like when you look at him, he's very deceptive. You think he out of shape, but
Yeah,
he's really in
yeah,
shape. It's
yeah.
like he ain't cut,
No
he
packs,
ain't
no
no
nothing,
packs, no nothing,
like
just straight
flabs, but
Mexican. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Body, just straight dad body. You know, like no
heck
definition,
yeah,
but he's in shape. You know.
yeah. He just gotta have that focus. It's hard for him to focus those drugs and crap. Like, he need to leave all that shit alone, man.
Yeah, I think, and that's another thing. And I heard he had got popped for something. I didn't even know he had
He
got
did. I didn't
popped
even know he did either.
for a banned substance. When you hear about people, and we gonna get back to Dimitri Bivol and Canelo, but when you hear about people popping for stuff like steroids, EPO,
Yeah.
PEDs, how do you view those fighters who take those supplements and stuff like that to boost their to get them right for the
It's
fight?
just, it's fucked up. Like, you got people like me who's all natural, train their ass off, and then, like, you have people to where you fight who half step it. They have something boosting their white blood cells so they can have more energy, their power level, their heightened senses. I'm like, yo, that's not fucking fair. I'm like, damn, dude, I'm already going in there at a disadvantage. Like, how the fuck are you supposed to compete with that? That's why, like, I think when Canelo, like, when he got caught popping and all that crap, he didn't want to fight. I think it was Andre, because to me, I think
Andrade,
all the motherfuckers take something.
you think
Yeah,
they
I
all
think
take?
all the motherfuckers take something. So that's why he knew they was gonna be on the same level as him. So he's like, no, I'm not fighting them, because he knows they're probably on something. So he don't even want to risk a loss,
Yeah.
because they're gonna be at an even playing field.
hmm How I feel about like substances like PED, steroids, EPO. I just I think I understand why boxers and like mixed martial artists take it, because when you fighting, you put when you put a toll on your body as you get
Yeah,
older in age, your body is not the same. Making
yeah,
them
it
cutting
slows
that
down.
weight, like it was a fighter, his name was TJ Dillashaw for mixed martial arts. He was fighting at 135. Walk around weight was probably at 145. He was trying to become a two division champion. So he cut down to 125 from 135. Walk around rate probably at what, 145, 150. So
Yeah,
he tried to make 125 and it was hard for him. So he got on EPO. Now, I feel like everybody look at him as a cheater, but see, and for some odd reason, I look at him as in like he couldn't make the weight. Now he
yeah,
just used that to try to cut the weight. Now my issue is with fighters, if you're not able and capable of doing that, why put yourself in a position to
yeah. Like,
do that?
why
You know
do
what I
that?
mean? Like I get why you did it, but if you can't do it, it's like carrying groceries. If you can't pick up two bags, carry one bag. If you can't pick up, if you
Yeah,
can pick up
yeah.
two bags, just pick up two bags and come on. But if you can't, just carry one and just make that second trip. So that's just my stance on it. I don't think it's right. I understand why they do it, but it's just not right. It ain't how life
Yeah.
works. And if you just
Heck
can't do
yeah.
something, just be like, I can't do it. My body won't allow me.
Yeah. Because I'm like, if you can't cut 10 pounds, like, then maybe that's not the weight for you. Like, if you walk around at 140 and you can't cut down to 125, you should at least be. If you're trying to cut to 125, you should at least have a walk around weight at 135, 132 at least, because you shouldn't be having to cut 15 to 20 pounds. Like,
Yeah.
you got to be smart about it, especially if you're a athlete. Like, that's the main thing, is the weight. You always have to be on weight. Because if
Nah.
you're not on weight, your power is not going to be the same. Your speed, your stamina,
Your
like, it
timing.
slows down
Yeah.
everything. Your timing, it slows down everything. So you always have to be on weight, or at least near your weight, to where when it's time to fight, you don't have to cut that much, and it ain't gonna be such a strain on your body.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. But back to Dimitri Bivol, I keep messing these guys' name up. But back to Canelo versus Dimitri, who you see winning? You know, who you see winning and how?
I see Canelo winning though, but I don't know. Dimitri, he can freaking crack though, but I really don't see nobody no time soon beating Canelo until Canelo fights those real names. Like, I really don't see nobody beating Canelo.
Yeah, I don't. It's like I know somebody who could possibly beat him. He just those fights. He just ain't taking those fights.
He
You
ain't
know what I
taking,
mean?
yeah,
He
he
just
ain't
ain't taking
taking
those
them.
fights. And I'm not a fighter that's just that want to see him lose because I like Canelo. I just
You
don't
want to
like
see
his.
him tested.
I
You
want
want
to
to
see
see him
him tested
tested.
because he just be making the shit look easy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
too easy.
Just like with Floyd. Now, in my opinion, I think Floyd fought all of who he can fight. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
fought the Canelos. Age, they say he was too young. That don't mean shit. You know, fighting in
Heck no.
boxing is the young man's game. A boxer that's
Yeah.
what 21, 22, 23, going against a 36-year-old man, he should whip his ass. You know,
Yeah.
and when you look at Canelo's record and who he fought leading up to Floyd, you would think you had a chance. You know what I mean? And it's
Heck
like all of a
yeah.
sudden, after he lose to Mayweather, now it's like, oh, he
He
was
too
too
young or
young.
he wasn't
You know what I mean? He
experienced.
wasn't
Like, how
experienced
is he not
enough.
experienced? He had like 43 fights. How is that
He
not
was just
experienced?
he. If not, I think if I'm not mistaken, he had either more fights than now. He had just as much fights as Mayweather did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the proof is in the pudding, but I want to see him test it. I want to see like honestly, in my opinion, I want to see him try to go undisputed at 175. I think
Oh
he
yeah,
can do
that
it. Like it's
yeah,
a
me
dude. His
too.
name Arthur. I know him, but I just say his name
Arthur
wrong.
Benavidez or Betravita
Better be whatever his name.
Betraviv.
Better the
I know who
Russian
you talking
motherfucker.
about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like he got a 100% KO ratio. I think
Heck
Canelo can.
yeah.
I think Canelo can beat him because Arthur gets hit a lot. Arthur gets hit
Yeah,
a
and
lot.
Canelo is way faster, like,
Way faster
and
than
his
Lucas.
reflexes, like, he can just dodge a punch like the Matrix, so he can just look at the dude's head, like,
Yeah, and I think Canelo can win. I think Canelo should try to
oh
go.
hell yeah,
I think if he don't do nothing, if he don't fight Benavidez or Charlo, I think he should at least try to go undisputed at 175.
shit. To be honest, I think he could win a heavyweight title, like for real.
For real? Nah, he's too
Yeah, I really do
small.
think that.
He's too
Nah, I
small.
really like.
At best,
I
he
truly
probably can
do
go to
think that
At best, he probably could go to
cruiserweight at
cruiserweight.
least,
At
but
cruiserweight,
yeah,
he's good. That's why we be like. That's why he's so good. We like, what if he do this? Let's see if he can do
yeah,
this. You
like
know
we
what I
want to
mean?
see him like
He,
test it, like
he
okay, because
he's
he's
just
proving everybody wrong.
he's a victim of his own success. Like
Yeah,
meaning like he's so good, they want to see him and see expectations. He already undisputed. He don't got nothing to prove, in my opinion.
yeah,
But now
heck
let's
yeah,
see him pursue. Like after Brady won his six, they thought he was done. This motherfucker win seven,
yeah,
win another Super Bowl. So
heck yeah.
but yeah, I definitely feel Canelo can get it. But outside of that, man, who's your favorite boxer you like to watch?
Shit, man. I like well, three main boxers I watch is Gary Russell Jr., Julius Hawk Jackson, and Ricky Hatton. Cause I like Ricky Hatton. Oh, and Mickey Ward, cause I like their body shots.
Yeah. Mickey was good. Ricky Hatton, he was really something special. I mean,
Heck yeah,
he was what 46-0 when he fought against
yeah,
Floyd. And he
yeah,
lost. Then like after that, he went against Pacquiao. But his style, he had like a unique brawling boxer style. You know, he
Yeah.
very aggressive style. You know, I thought he's by far one of the greatest bosses to come through in that division.
Heck yeah. And he has a hard ass softball too. And that left
Yeah,
hook to the body, man, that shit was like perfect.
yeah, he'll fold anybody.
Yeah. And the
I,
sad thing is, his last fight, he got taken out by his own punch.
mm, that's tragic. How you feel about his son competing?
His son, his son is decent. Like, to me, he's awkward. Like, his fighting is a little awkward. Like, he's open to get punched a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
it
I
was.
think if he fights somebody like who can really punch, they gonna sit him down. But he do got heart and he could take a punch though.
Yeah, like I feel like, and one thing about these boxers, like it's so crazy. And this it's kind of dangerous. Like just like Evander Holyfield's son,
Yeah.
just like we got Nico Price, not Nico Price, Nico Ali. That's his name.
Yeah.
Ali, Muhammad Ali
His
grandson.
nephew.
His
Oh, grandson. Yeah, I
his
don't know why I said
grandson.
nephew.
It's like I feel like some of them. I feel like they should be nameless until they get to the top,
Yeah.
because it's like
Yeah.
I guess they use their fathers or their parents' name for a push and boosting their career.
And it helps him. Like,
It
it really
helps,
does help him.
but they can be a victim of that if they fall short. Just like
Heck yeah.
look at Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Man,
Like
yeah.
he was decent, but when you look at him, he's like a knucklehead. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and he never lived up to Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. You know what I mean? He never lived
Heck
up to
no.
that.
Yeah.
He never could surpass that.
And that's sad. Like, he just, he fell into the limelight of having all that money and all that drugs, women. Like, it just took over him and he couldn't focus. Like, and he was like big for his weight. Like, that dude was really big.
Yeah, yeah, he was big. He was big. He was really big. He was real big. He had a decent career. I
Yeah.
mean, he was good, but he just ain't exceed expectations.
Yeah.
So like my question is, those big name fighters, who come in as a legacy to their grandparents, to their fathers. How you feel about them, and how do you think they should go about their careers if you was in that position? How would you go about your career if you was them?
Well, I would first just try to make a name for myself. Like, yeah, they're my family, but this is like my legacy that I'm trying to create. Like, I'm not trying to ride off of somebody else's legacy of what they already accomplished. Like, I have my own shit. We're fighting two different people. Like, they fought people from the past. I'm fighting people now who fight totally different, faster. Most of them hit harder. Like, I can't like I can't like ride somebody else's wave. I gotta create my own wave.
I mean, I think that's the way to go about it. I think that's how it's supposed to be. And I feel like a lot of them make mistakes by trying to live in the shadows of their
Yeah.
their parent or their grandparents, and those who came before them. And when they do that, they they dim themselves, like just like, for example, and this is a basketball thing, like LeBron James' son and
Yeah.
himself. We when we look at LeBron James' son, we look at LeBron, not Bronny himself, not
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So it's like I think now he's trying to make a name for himself, because don't nobody want to be known for, hey, that's Muhammad Ali is my grandfather.
Yeah.
Even though that's
Yeah.
a beautiful thing, hey, I'm my own person. I work hard too. I don't want nobody to think I'm coming in, using that for
You
some
trying to be the
pull.
new yeah, trying to be the
Yeah,
new Ali. Like, nah.
yeah. So I mean that's very well said. That's well said, and I feel like most times, hopefully, none of them have a hard time finding their identity, especially with who they're associated with, who they came in under, and who's responsible for them for their upbringing.
Heck yeah.
So this year, man, what are some fights you looking forward to? You know, as a boxing fan and a competitor yourself.
Shit, I would like to see freaking mm, oh yeah, Terrence Crawford and Jerron Boots Ennis.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of my biggest fights I would like to see.
Now Boots is man, Boots is something special. You know,
Yeah,
like
definitely.
I was having a conversation with Sibby about him too, and he was like, he said Boots reminds him of like a Roy Jones. You know,
Yeah,
a new generation of Roy Jones. Cause not only could Roy Jones like slip and dodge punches, he could hit too. Like he'll
yeah.
knock you out. So
It looked like he taps him and then they go into a seizure and shit. I'm like, God damn.
yeah, like Boots is something special. You know, what's his name? Stephen Fulton.
Oh yeah.
He said Boots will fuck Terrence Crawford up.
Stephen Fulton could fight too.
Yeah, he can fight. He fight. I forgot what he fight at. I know he got
I
a.
think he
I
fought
know
at 122.
122. He's a champion and he's 20-0.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
I seen him a couple of times. I'm heavy into like all combat sports, so I be forgetting some of these boxers and like where they weigh at. I would just throw it out there,
Yeah.
like, but nah. So
He
yeah,
fought Omar Figueroa, Brandon Figueroa's brother.
oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, now I know who that is. I know who that is. Yeah, but yeah, that's a good fight. I don't think that fight will happen soon. I feel like
Nah.
I see. I feel like Boots should fight somebody like Virgil Ortiz or
That
somebody
would be a
like
good
that.
fight.
Yeah,
That would really be a good fight. I would like to see that actually next, like, because that would be a real step up for him. Because Virgil Ortiz can fight his ass off, like.
yeah,
But I really haven't seen Virgil Ortiz fight nobody. Like, I haven't
yeah,
seen him fight like a real name.
yeah, and that's another thing with boxing and I want to say with boxing and mixed martial arts because it seemed like and I know this it just so happened to be like that, but a lot of people be thinking that most of these boxers be fighting cans, and that I
Yeah,
personally don't think that's the case. It just be one guy be really better than the other guy, you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
And sometimes to the public they don't like that because it's like, hey, this is just a total mismatch. You know,
yeah,
nobody really want to see a mismatch. Like it was one time, it was one fight I was watching on ESPN, and there was just one boxer that was real good, and there was another boxer. He come out, it's like he ain't got no good boxer stance. It was trending, like it was going wild, but I forgot the name of it. I forgot who it was, but it was just you could tell and look and see who was more experienced and who was more inexperienced. And that
yeah.
right there, it be taking people away from the fights. That's just my opinion on why
It
people
really
sometimes
does,
be
though.
shallow. Yeah. Do you think boxing promotions should like do better as far as matchmaking?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's all about the money. Like, if they see like exciting fights, even if it's a mismatch, that's what they're gonna go with because it's gonna generate a lot of money and a lot of views. Like, if you have a mismatch, like look at Mike Tyson for example. Like, a lot of his fights were mixed mismatch. Like, he was just beating like running through people who definitely shouldn't have been in a ring with him, but it sold out arenas and shit. Like, they wasn't gonna have it any other way. They saw the money. They was like, yeah, we're gonna do that. I mean, like, we're making millions upon millions of dollars. Like, ain't no way we're gonna just drop that shit.
Yeah, nah. Nah.
Mm,
I feel that. Nah, I feel that. I feel that. Now, do you think boxing can be better? Like when you look at the state of boxing today, you know, we got the Jake Pauls. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? How you feel about guys like him and how they make the sport look far as the attention they bring? Do you think it's good
Uh,
attention or bad attention?
I say it's in the middle because I mean, like, even though they're not like, especially the Jake Paul brothers and all that, even though they're not boxers, they really work their ass off. And Jake Paul, he's actually doing stuff like to help with boxing. Like, he really opening boxing gyms, like really promoting fights with the Zone and Eddie
Yeah.
Hearn and all them. And
Yeah.
like he's helping MMA UFC fighters too. He's getting them raises on their money. So I'm like, I can't hate on him. Like, he's doing
Yeah.
more than what some of the boxers aren't even doing. Like, and he's not even a boxer. Well, he is a boxer technically, but I mean, he's a YouTuber.
Yeah, so my stance on that is like, yes, he's a boxer, but he's not an experienced boxer. And like a
Yeah,
lot of people, when a lot of people say they want him to fight real boxers, they just want to see him get really hurt. I think
yeah,
when he fight mixed martial artists like the Tyron Woodleys, even the Ben Askren's, I guess
yeah.
that's safer for him because he won't get hurt. It's like an
Heck
even
yeah,
playing field because he got just as much experience as they do, and they've been fighting for a
yeah.
lifetime, mixed martial arts.
Heck yeah,
Even though like you fight in MMA, you still use your hands somewhat. You know what I'm saying? You still knock out
yeah,
people. Tyron Woodley won the championship with his right hand in the mixed martial arts fight.
yeah.
He ain't head kick or nothing. He threw a punch and he won his championship. So my stance on when people talk about he need to fight boxers, I just feel like, they just want to see him get hurt.
They
Just
want to
like
see him
they
lose.
want to see
Floyd
him lose.
Mayweather. They want to see Floyd lose and all that crap
Going
when he used to fight.
like when they wanted Floyd to go in MMA after he fought Conor McGregor. They just want to see
Yeah.
him get hurt. You know what I mean?
Heck
So
yeah.
that's all. I wanted to know your stance on that. I ain't gonna keep you long, man. I know you had a long day. You know what I'm saying? I know you're a trainer. I do appreciate you coming on. This is my another segment that I have, Ruthless Fight Culture. I'm a up and coming journalist, man. I went to
You're
Norfolk
doing a
State.
good job, bro.
Hey,
I
thanks,
fuck
bro.
with it, man.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to be professional. I've been stumbling across my words.
Oh,
I'm
you
still,
good, man.
I'm still a hood nigga at heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nah, man.
Heck yeah.
This just sounds special. I want to connect to everybody locally, nationally,
Heck yeah,
internationally,
man.
all fighters. I want to start home, though. I want to start here where I'm at. I'm looking forward to your next fight, man. What would I be able to
Heck
see it
yeah,
at?
man. Shit. I actually don't know. Normally, my family and shit, they just be going live.
They just be going live. Well, I guess I'll have
Yeah.
to stay tuned for your live, man. Who can I
Heck yeah, man.
who can I be looking forward to seeing you fight?
I forgot the dude's name. Something Martinez. I forgot his name.
Oh, another
But
Mexican
I think
fighter,
he's
huh?
yeah, yeah. Cause I was supposed to fight freaking Daniel Bailey, but I had to have surgery on my eye
Mm.
because I had holes in my freaking retina. And I didn't even know. And then once
Oh,
I started sparring, I started seeing black dots and then it just went black. So I was like, oh shit, let me go to the hospital.
oh man. So was that how long ago did you have to deal with that?
That was before my last fight. And after my last fight, I was like, hopefully I can get a fight with him. But I had to deal with that probably for like, I'll say 2 months
2 months.
with no sparring, just working out. Yeah, because I had to let it heal and all. I had to have laser surgery. At
Oh,
first, I thought I was gonna lose my eye. They said, yeah, if you would have took that fight, and even if you would have got tapped, you would have went completely blind. Because they
oh
said
wow.
my shit would have flipped upside down, so I would have seen one eye straight, and the other one would have just been upside down, and like half of it would have just been black. So I was like, oh shit,
Wow. Wow, man. I didn't know
yeah,
you went through that. So that's another reason why you haven't been busy from those shifts.
yeah,
Besides working, you was going through your own battles as well.
crisis, heck yeah.
Crisis, trials and tribulations. So, to come from that, man, how you feel, man? Like just
I
all
feel blessed, man. Humble, like I'm humble for everything, bro. I'm truly blessed, man, and it's just sky's the limit for me. Like I'm truly manifesting everything. Like I will be a world champion. I will hold a belt, and I will do this for my family and everybody who truly supports me. Like they will like really see me take it as far as I can. Like I'm not bullshitting with this shit. There's a lot of people who just come into this shit just try to get a name. I've been doing this shit since I was fucking 11 years old, man. I'm not bullshitting with this shit. Like I'm taking this shit all the way, man. Boxing till I die. Boxing for life.
I know that's right, brother. And you know, man, I love your story. It's good. I'm grateful that you came on, man. I do appreciate you, dog. I'm gonna be watching out for your next fight, man. All the way from the slums to the pros, dog. I'm rooting for you,
Heck
dog.
yeah,
I'm
bro.
rooting for you, man.
Thanks, man.
You know, anything you want to give out, I'm gonna be posting this video live on YouTube. I'm gonna
No
post it. I'm
problem.
gonna edit it, slice it up so your family can see it, so your fans can see it, and I'm gonna tag you in it as well. Just be on the lookout for that. Is there anything you would like to say to the people who's tuning in and who's gonna be tuning in to your fight?
For everybody tuning in, just like don't count me out. Be prepared, and I'm always exciting. Like y'all are definitely gonna get a show. And thank you for all y'all support, and thank you for having me on your show, bro. Like for
Hey,
real,
no
man.
problem,
Mad
man.
respect.
No problem, man. Thank you for coming to the Ruthless Fight Culture, dog. Stay tuned,
No
people.
problem, bro.
Y'all have a great one. You be blessed, bro, and you take it easy, man.
You too, man.
All right, dog.